Hello, my name is Maria Schmitz, and today I'd like to talk about the culture code and share with you why Lego was successful in Germany but not in the United States. A culture code is the unconscious meaning people apply to any given thing, a car, a type of food, even a country, via the culture in which they were raised. The culture codes that you grew up with determine your actions and emotional responses. Early imprinting creates this code, which shapes your understanding, or should I say, our understanding of the world. People cite rational reasons for their actions, but their codes explain their real reasons. Our brain has three parts: rational, emotional, and reptilian. I guess this is not new to most of you. The part focused on survival and reproduction is the reptilian part. The reptilian brain allows people to gain access to deeper meaning and to say what they really mean. Culturally specific codes shape people's understandings, behaviors, and emotional responses, therefore. French-born psychoanalyst and marketing maven Clotaire Rapaille brings a useful perspective shaped by his experiences as a US immigrant to his discussion of what he calls culture codes. People who want to market their products go to Clotaire Rapaille and ask for the code. The code governs how people handle essential human behaviors like eating, working, and falling in love, and it affects our responses to sales messages. So, when deciphering culture codes, marketeers should be aware of 5 determining factors, Clotaire Rapaille says. These 5 are: you can't believe what people say, emotion drives learning, when people speak, heed the structure, not the content. Number 4, you have only a limited time to make a lasting impression. And finally, learn the code to understand the meaning. So you can't believe what people say. Many marketers ask focus groups what they as consumers want. However, such studies, he says, can be misleading because people can explain only what they think they want. They can share their rational desires without realizing that when the time comes to make a choice, the cultural coding will shape their decisions. Although marketers shouldn't entirely disregard what people say, a traditional focus group is not the way to learn what consumers really want. For that, marketers need to reach customers' unconscious selves, perhaps through dream journals or extended sessions of guided association in which people progressively relax and let their true inner responses emerge. Emotion drives learning. Real learning requires intense emotion. Because feelings are so much more powerful in very young children, people absorb most of their core cultural patterns by age 7. Emotionally intense experiences that occur at that age or younger continue to have a particularly striking impact. Number 3, when people speak, heed the structure, not the content, Rapaille says. Whether you play a song on a piano or a guitar, the melody is the same. That's the song's structure. Thus, when you're trying to figure out the associations people have with specific products, don't be distracted if one talks about a Ford and another talks about an Audi. Instead, pay attention to the deeper structure of what a car means to each person. Fourthly, you have only a limited time to make a lasting impression. The age for imprinting varies according to culture. Generally, children are exposed to only one culture up to age 7, the one in their homes. This is the culture code that will influence them as adults. And finally, learn the code to understand the meaning. Because the code is a shared element of each culture, you can't listen to just one person's story and learn what an object means. You'll need to gather multiple accounts before you can decipher the code. You're seeking the combination for a lock that opens the cultural unconscious. So why was Lego a success in Germany, but not in the United States? The German code for Germany is perhaps best illustrated in a story. Lego, the Danish toy company, found instant success with their interlocking blocks in the German market, while sales foundered in the United States. Why? The company's management believed that one of the primary reasons for their success was the quality of the instructions they provided inside each box that helped children build the specific item, a car, a spaceship, that a particular box of blocks was meant to build. The instructions were quite a breakthrough in the field, precise, colorful, and refreshingly clear. They made construction with Lego blocks not only simple, but in some ways magical. If one followed the path through the instructions, tiny plastic pieces methodically turned into something grander. American children couldn't have cared less. They would tear into the boxes, glance fleetingly at the instructions, if they looked at them at all, and immediately set out on a construction project of their own. They seemed to be having a wonderful time, but they were as likely to build, say, a fort as they were to build the automobile for which the blocks were intended. And when they were done, they would tear the fort apart and start over from scratch. To Lego's dismay, a single box of Legos could last for years. In Germany, however, Lego's strategy worked exactly as intended. German children opened a box of Legos, sought out the instructions, read them carefully, or their parents did, and then sorted the pieces by color. They began building, comparing their assembly progress to the crisp, helpful illustrations in the instruction booklet. When they were finished, they had an exact duplicate of the product shown on the cover of the box. They showed it to Mother, who clapped approvingly and put the model on a shelf. Now the children needed another box. Without knowing it, Lego had tapped into the culture code for Germany itself. Order. Over many generations, Germans perfected bureaucracy in an effort to stave off the chaos that came to them in wave after wave, and Germans are imprinted early on with this most powerful of codes. That imprint makes children reach dutifully for the instructions, and that code prevents them from immediately destroying their neat construction in order to build it anew. Lego's elegant, full-color instructions had tapped into the German code in a way that assured repeat sales.